Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing today? We're all good there. We're all good there. Notifications have gone out. We're all good there. Awesome. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's a beautiful Friday. Actually, I think it's supposed to thunderstorm later today. I don't know. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Whiskey away from being a good day. I wish I had some whiskey. I do not. I have some gamer subs. Use code Canuck. Buy some today. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? If all goes well, we'll be doing some multi-track drifting, or correction, multi-tool head printing today. We've got the printer printing. It prints printily. Definitely needs some tuning. Definitely needs some tuning and adjustments and tweaks. This was just a random model that I found. I wanted to get like some print hours on it. So we printed a cube, we've printed this. I had another print that I did and I don't know where it went. The little guy might have stolen it. But I did do another like print about this long on it. So the printer has printed. It could use a little bit of tuning with the profile to make it a little bit cleaner of a printer, but it's functionally good. I'm happy to say like, hey, it's working. The printer is printing printingly. Profile can use some tweaking and adjustment and whatnot, but for the most part, it's pushing plastic pretty good. Which means now we get to go ahead and break it all. Because now we need to actually get this printer doing multi-material printing. Not this frou-frou multicolor system where we splooge multiple colors out of the same orifice. No, proper multi-material with multiple orifices. It's more fun that way. And it's actually more capable and you're able to actually do proper multi-material with multiple tool heads. So I found my baggie of nozzles. So we can put nozzles in all of this. We'll fire the printer up. And then hopefully the instructions in the Stealth Changer repo tell me how to set it up properly, easily. Otherwise, we're gonna have a lot of fun because we have to basically tell everything where it is. We may have to shift our bed back a bit. We're gonna have to do a little bit of faffing about to make this work, kind of thing. Did you get Coureur de Bois Maple up there? Coureur de Bois Maple? Is that a whiskey? It sounds nummy. I have had maple whiskey before. I'm not a huge fan of it though. Like, oh, that's something from SAC. Yeah, you have to go to the SAC to get it. It does not look like the LCBO has it. LCBO. Crème de bois. Crème de Coureur de Bois. Is this what you're talking about? Oh, Cabot Trail Maple. Oh, I've had, yeah, maple cream. I've had similar. I'm not a huge fan of it. This is the kind of stuff I put in a coffee. This is a coffee drinks thing. You put a shot of it in your coffee, and it helps the day start. Not that I do that. I have coffee every morning, but I don't have coffee with a shot of liquor in it, unless it's an after dinner thing. Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. Yeah, that sounds like something out of Quebec, though. Ontario, we are out of stock, though. Here in Ontario, the LCBO does not have it. I don't know, what does SAC stand for? SAQ. Here in Ontario, we have LCBO, the LICBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, where if you want to buy liquor here in Ontario, you have to go to the LCBO to buy it. Maple syrup and coffee. Well, it's sugar, right? You know, this isn't going to be easy. This is you putting this thing together. I know, and you could totally tell I'm not stalling right now. Also, what else are we doing today? A little bit of housekeeping. Don't forget, it is Friday, okay? So, I accidentally closed all my windows. No, bring them, shit, OBS, come back up. Come back to me, OBS. There we go. It is Friday, so we have a couple of housekeeping things to go through. One, next Friday is the last Friday of the month. which means if you want to participate in the community print show-off stream that we do on the last Friday of every month, you have until next Friday to post your thing. So join the Discord if you haven't. Okay. Exclamation mark Discord here. Okay. Join the Discord if you haven't. Show something you've printed in the last little bit. If you haven't shown it off before, you can post it, but we do this every month. Post something you've been working on that you printed, a project you're working on, a project that you finished. As long as it's tangentially 3D printed related, you're good to go. So if it's a cosplay, a prop, something you printed as part of a non-3D printed project, it's cool. But post it in the Look What I Printed channel, because every month, the last Friday of the month, we also go through that. Also, to help bump and round that stream out, next Friday is going to be a print kit Friday. We're going to build a print kit next Friday. I picked up a couple print kits from print kits themselves at Rocky Mountain last month, and we're going to build one this Friday. So we're going to go through this. We're going to see what you've been working on as a community, show off some stuff. This is also self-promotion is allowed. So if you are designing something and you want to promote something you're working on, feel free to hawk your wares here. Okay, this self-promotion is allowed within reason. Don't be like posting no Kickstarter scam, right? But like if you made it, feel free to post links to it, all that jazz. And then we'll build a print kit and we'll make a fun little, it'll be a nice little fun, relaxing stream that hopefully won't be as stressful as setting up multi-tool changers. Also, so that's next Friday. Also, next week, members only stream. It'll either be the Wednesday or the Thursday. We will do a members only stream for supporters of the channel. So if you're a channel member, Patreon supporter, etc., we usually do a monthly member stream only. If you want to participate in that stream, you have to be a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're lucky, somebody gifts you a membership between now and the stream next week, and you'll be able to hang out on that stream. Usually we do stuff we don't normally do on stream, side project stuff or stuff that, you know, a hangout stream, a Q&A, but it's stuff you normally wouldn't get on the normal streams. Also, after this stream ends today, I may have to end it a little bit earlier because I have an errand I have to run after the stream ends, but I have to get it done before the next stream because we're doing another stream today. We'll be doing a watch party stream for the Starship launch. We tried yesterday, they scrubbed, so obviously we didn't watch the spaceship go to space. They're trying again today, so we will be doing a stream for that on Twitch. If you want to follow on that, it'll be on Nero3D on Twitch. So yeah, so that will be fun too for those that are into rockets. How many nozzles, so how many nozzles does the printer have that you built? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4 toolhead printer. You can see one of them there. I gotta fix that camera. Stealth changer better than index? Yes, no, maybe. I will not give you a direct answer because I cannot give you a direct answer. They all have pros and cons. I have been trying to hammer this out of everyone's head, and it's as a creator, I get asked this question a lot. The world is not black and white. There is no yes or no answer to the vast majority of the questions you guys ask me. It all depends on what you need and what you plan to get out of it and what you are willing to put into it. Index is more compact. It is a simpler setup. It is more economical for a lot of properties. However, it also has downsides. All tools are pretty much exactly the same. You don't have options of doing different extruders for the different tool heads, different cooling setups for the different tool heads. You're going to be limited to basically options that Bondtech provides for tool heads and nozzles. Whereas if you go with a dedicated tool changer like a stealth changer here, you're able to swap it out. You could have a CNC tool head. You could have a pen plotter tool head. You can have a silicon liquid nozzle extruding tool head. You have a lot more capabilities with dedicated tool heads versus the tool, but more of a hot end swapping setup along with fixed Bowden that the index system is, but that setup is more simple. So if you're just printing plastic and all you care about is printing plastic and normal plastics that don't get above 300 degrees Celsius, that index system makes sense. But the moment you're like, oh, I want to print hardened materials that are steel filled because I'm going to sinter with support material and I need to be able to print at 350 degrees Celsius, well, index doesn't make sense anymore. You do not, asking me, is this a better setup than index, does not give me enough information to even answer that question. So pros and cons of each, you need to look at it and determine what you need. For the majority of people, index will be simpler. Okay. Okie dokie. Howdy, Alan, Deanna, 3 years old. Oh, 37 months, damn. I'm glad I'm not the only one having it. Yeah, Neo. I swear it's. I don't know if it's a thing with the youngins, if it's just the way the internet is, but so many times I get asked, should I buy X or Y? That is the entire question. Is should I buy X or Y? That's like saying, hey, should I buy a economical 4-cylinder fuel efficient hybrid Toyota Corolla, or should I buy a 57-foot RV with a V8 in it? Are you planning to go camping? If you're planning to go camping, the RV makes sense. If you're driving, 3 hours to work every day, the Honda makes sense. But just asking which one is better doesn't give me enough information to answer the question. Okay, that's enough babbling. That's enough babbling. Make sure you all like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And then every stream we do give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Go down there, enter for your chance to win. We will be doing that draw at the end of stream. So go enter for your chance down there. Take the RV and print while driving to work. Okay, so I have my little, I'm hoping these are all 0.4 nozzles. I don't know. Somebody gave me a baggie of nozzles. 0.3, 0.2. Okay, that ain't gonna work. I don't know. Hopefully, oh shit, I might have to go dig into my stock of nozzles. Yeah, none of these are labeled. Somebody gave me a whole bag of nozzles and none of them are labeled. Well, this one's labeled. This is a 0.4. Okay, so we can put a 0.4 in here. I may have to run back downstairs and grab more nozzles. So we have one with a nozzle on it. I had to find where all my V6 nozzles went, and it turns out I lost a lot of them. So trying to keep them all at least 0.4 for now. Where's my little wrench? Oh no, I think I lost my, did I bring it inside? I might have brought my wrench inside. I may have brought my wrench inside. Got this guy, but I don't think that'll fit on that. Nope, that won't fit on that. Little wrench. Regardez, monsieur, où est mon petit wrench? Oh, here's another one here. So are you 0.4? You're 0.6. Excusez-moi, monsieur, où est mon wrench? What is for my Québécois in class? What is wrench in French? What is wrench in French? Where is my wrench? I have my little wrench. Where'd I put it? Clef? Où est mon clef? Mon clef? Où est mon clef? Oh, c'est n'est pas très bien. N'est pas très bon. Yeah. Ce n'est pas très bon. Où est mon clef? Ah. That'll work. Pronounce clay. Oh, clay. Oh, by the way, happy Clee Day to everyone today. For those that celebrate it, happy Clee Day. There's that one. How many dots is a 0.4? I think it's 3 dots is a 0.4 with E3D. Yeah, I need to run downstairs and get more nozzles. How do I not have nozzles? This is so annoying. Nozzles in here. No, that's a hot nozzle. I need that. What about you? No, I stole the nozzle out of that guy already. What about you? Nope, stole the nozzle out of that hot end already. Wow, I've already stolen all these hot end nozzles. Okay, let me run downstairs and grab some nozzles. I think I have some downstairs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have some nozzles downstairs. I used to have a baggie of nozzles and I don't know what I did with them. But these ones are all too small. 0.3. 0.3. And I'm pretty sure that's a 0.3 as well. Dang it. Okay, give me a minute. I'll be back. I'll be back with nozzles. I'll be back with nozzles. Does the tube require hot tightening? It does, unless you tighten it hot enough. I mean, you do kind of want to double check with the hot tightening. You don't want to under tighten it. You want to make sure it's tight. Because the last thing you want to do is go to print and it not work. Okay, where are you? You're 0.4. You're 0.4. What are you? What are you? What are you? You're 0.2. You're 0.4. You'll do. And you're 0.4. You'll do. I wish I had more of these Gucci ones. I used to have all these Gucci nozzles, and I wish I knew where they went. Are you 0.4 too? 0.4, yeah, you're 0.4. There we go. Okay, we'll go with these two. That'll work. That'll work for now. That'll work for now. That'll work. That'll work. Hopefully that'll work. If it doesn't, well, it's a problem for future Taylor. Okay. Okay, so does it not include a nozzle in the box? I'm assuming if you bought the production version, it will, if you option it with one. But all these tube compacts that I have were literally ones that Luke gave me at an event after the show. So the show ended and he just gave me a bunch of tube compacts that were just sitting on the shelf at a show. So it's not like they, oh, this one already has a nozzle in it. Oh, this one has, oh, that's a, I can't see. You're 0.4. Okay, you're 0.4. I'm gonna take you out. This one already had a nozzle in it. I want to swap that with the other one. There we go. Because this is the kind of one I don't trust. Yeah, this one I don't trust too much. This one jammed. These nozzles jam, I know that. There we go. So they all have good old 0.4. That's a Fadus. I don't know if that's hardened or copper plated. I'm assuming it is a normal one. Okay. There we go. Printer has been nozzled. We have nozzles on the printers. They all have nozzles. We are good. Okay, so now I need to put all these in. That one needs to be tightened. Then we can fire the printer up, and then we can go through. That's not the right Allen key. This is the right Allen key. This is not the right Allen key. How much you want to bet I lost this Allen key that I need right now? Did I bring it downstairs or did I bring it? Where did I put that? Is it on this side? Is it underneath the printer? Don't you hate it when you have like that motion blindness? Not motion blindness, where you see something directly in front of you and your brain just can't process it. And you're like, I'm looking right at it, but I don't see it. I get that all the time when it comes to like finding Allen keys. I swear I'm cursed when it comes to Allen keys. Because I'm missing my 2.5. I'm always missing my 2.5 Allen key. Are you 2.5? No, you're 2. 3. 1. 1.5. 2.5, that'll do. Okay. Okay, that's good. Those are all good there. Okay. So now, fire the printer up. Then we got to do a home. What torque driver? I don't know. I printed it off Thingiverse like 5 years ago, and I've been using it since. Yeah, always, it's a good idea to hot tighten. Like, even if you don't really have to, if there is a chance of it leaking, if you're not using like the nozzles that most companies use now, like the Revo style, where the heat break and the heat sink, or the heat break and the nozzle itself are one unit, and the filament feed path, where you don't have to worry about it. But anything where you have a split like this, where you have like the V6 nozzle sealing up against something, you kind of do want to use a heat tight. You do want to give it at least a little, just to make sure, because the last thing you want to do is accidentally crunch, like have it ooze into a cloud of death. Clouds of death are not fun. They will really ruin your day. So you kind of don't want them. Okay. Printer is online. Home all. How do you actually replace a nozzle? You unscrew it. Same as it's a nozzle. It's. Do I have an extra hot end? You take your hot end, and you take your nozzle and you screw it in, and that's how you install it. Okay, so you screw it in. You use a nice little torque wrench to torque it into place. It goes, oh, it's tight. Okay, and then when you're done, you just unscrew it. That's how you remove a nozzle. Easy peasy, lemony squeezy. And then you drop the nozzle in the garbage and it's gone. Oh well. Okay, do a QGL. So we may have to play around with some stuff here, because I don't know how good our actual motion system is. Because of the position of the end stops and everything, we may have some over travel here. So I can't remember if we checked that, or if that was this printer we were doing all that on. So what we have to do now is a bunch of boring shit. It sucks, but we got to do it. Essentially, we need to make sure that the bounds of our printer travel on XY fully match what we actually have. Because right now, I think we told it we have 330 by 330, but that's like in a perfect world. I don't know where the end stop is. I don't know any of that. So we have to ensure that our printer is moving within proper bounds and that the firmware knows it's in proper bounds. And then we can tell it where all the docks are, so that it knows where to move in the XYZ position to do the dock move, the undock move, and all that jazz. So I'm thinking of upgrading to Revo PZ. Have you done any testing? This machine has Revo PZ. This machine had, or not this one, the Micron Plus. The Micron Plus that I built has Revo PZ. It's nice, it's easy. The only downside is it is Revo. So you don't get like the super high flows and the big fat nozzles and all that jazz. But for the majority of people, that's fine. I like Revo PZ on certain builds because it's just so compact. It's the hot end itself. You don't have to worry about adding additional stuff. So something like the Micron Plus, which is already a space lacking build, just having the hot end to be the nozzle probe makes it really easy. So, okay, so that is that. So here's the thing. If I tell it to go to G1, okay, X10, Y10. Why did I do a G1? I should have did a G0. That would have been quicker. Oh well. Oh delude, oh delude. Ignore update. Okay, so here is the problem. Let's move forward. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Oh! Okay, we're clear on the Y. Let's try the X. 2, 4, 5, 6. I am 1 off. I'm 1 millimeter off. I'm 1 millimeter of extra travel off. So we have 329 of X. We got 329 of X. 28. Don't want to be exactly at that. Save and restart. So Y is good, X is not. Okay, home all. Because we need to make sure that we're moving well within the bounds of the printer before we do any of this faffery. Because the last thing we want to do is it not work. Okay. Are you going to set the docks in front corners and negative Y? No. We're kind of cheating. So the thing is, I'm using the full bounds of the printer. I just told it we have 328 of XY travel, or of Y travel. So Y, or X travel, sorry. So X, or Y, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go, 0. We're good there. We have no over travel there. I may have to tell it we have over travel. We might... No, we should be okay. Yeah, we should be okay. That should be okay there. Making sure that this can move far enough forward to actually dock with that. And now if I go to X negative, 1, 2, 3. Why did you hit? You shouldn't be able to hit. Stepper X. Oh, I changed Y. I'm an idiot. I changed the wrong one. 28. 328. Save and restart. There we go. Custom size. Oh, it's quite simple. This printer used to be a V1. This is Tallboy. This is my first Voron. This is Voron V1 serial number 100 that I built in 2018, early 2018, that I converted to a V2. So it was originally a V1.5, a 300 by 300 by 400 V1.5. And then when you convert a V1.5 into a V2 series, the V2 series was a lot more space efficient than the earlier V1.5 series. It got better with, you know, V1.6 and now Trident, which now they use the same gantry between the, well, until Trident R2. But essentially, the motion system on a Trident and a V2 take up the same amount of space for the XY. The V1 was less space efficient, so taking a V1.5 frame and then building a V2 in it, you got an extra 30 millimeters of travel. So it went from a 300 millimeter build volume to a 330. The thing is though, nobody makes 330 beds. All my beds are 300 or 350. So I have a 300 bed in this right now because I don't have an extra 350. So yeah. So this was built, this whole printer originally was built before kits existed. So kits for Vorons didn't really exist until the V2.4 era, roughly. So about 2020-ish, late 2020, early 2021, I think is when Voron kits started to become a thing. So any Voron built before that, you had to self-sort. So this is a Masumi frame. This is a Masumi frame with Masumi corner cubes. It's got CNA rails off AliExpress. It is, like, these are OMC stepper online motors. It's old school. There we go. Okay, that's good there. And now, yay! Okay, we're good there. We're good there. Okay, so that's good there. So our XY homing is good. Now, what do we have for max Z? Printer.cfg. What do we have for max Z? I don't know what we have for max Z. Position max 210. So I don't think we'll be able to go high enough for this. I'm probably gonna have to tell it we gotta go higher. So let's find out. Because we're gonna need at least, yeah, we're gonna need at least 250 of Z, I think. Yeah, we're gonna need at least 250 of Z. Let's do 275 for now. Let's just tell it 275 for now. So restart. And you can get a whole V2 kit for 650. Really? From what manufacturer is doing V2 kits for 350 or 650? That's cheap. Well, I think that's 650 US. That's 650 US, right? And yes, I know the homing is slow. It's one of the macros for the homing. The override makes it just slow. And I probably could fix it, but I'm too lazy to. Formbot has them for that? Oh, nice. Okay, so let's see here. Tool changer config, updating, uninstall, okay, calibration. So we have it all set up. Full-size Phoenix would be awesome. It takes up too much space and can be moved through a doorway. Yeah, Phoenix, like, it's the same as my Venture XL. It lives in my garage, close to the garage door. Formbot 2.4 shipped from China for 650. Yeah. Does it come with everything you need, like the Raspberry Pis and everything? Finalizes to 850 to 900. Yeah. Okay. Only home QGL bed mesh with tool 0. Homing with other tools may only be done in order to switch to tool 0 and then home again. Okay. The G-code Z offset, G-code X offset, and G-code Y offset variables for tool 0 must always be 0. So let me double checking here. Tool changer, tools, tool 0. So let me find my offsets. So these all need to be 0. Okay, good. They are all 0. We're good there. Okay. Don't touch the speeds. Initial tool change testing is done at half speed natively. The guide will tell you when to adjust speeds after a reliable tool changing is done. Okay. I mean, I didn't plan on adjusting the speeds. I'm okay with them being slow for now. Again, when you're doing a 20-hour print, who cares about an extra 10 seconds at the beginning of the print, right? When people are like, oh, you know, I need to get the eddy current sensor so I can mesh my bed quick. It's like, okay, you saved 20 seconds on a 3-hour print. It's like why I don't care about bed meshing speeds. Okay. Okay, because all G-code calibrations are relative to tool 0, it is essential that the printer has perfect first layer and adhesion with tool 0 first. It is recommended to run a test print with 0 before. Booyah! That's what we did. That's what we've been doing. Tool 0 is good for our offsets. We are happy with tool Z offsets. Actually, I do want to squish it a little bit more. Where is my offset in here? Probe? Is it in a probe section? Probe, yeah. I do want. So more positive equals more squish. So I do want to, because I did do a. There we go. Hopefully I adjust the right value. I think I did. Okay. So, probe refers to tool that, dock positions. Okay. So, even when using identical hardware, each tool may require a unique Z offset due to variations in hardware components, difference in that. Accurate Z offset will ensure that. Okay, dock positions. Okay, dock position refers to the tool TN parameters, params park X, park Y, and park Z. These values tell the printer the precise coordinates required to pick up or return a tool to its designated dock. In essence, a dock position defines the exact XYZ point where the shuttle aligns with the tool so that the mechanical coupling can occur reliably. You can think of the tool's pickup location for its specific dock. Each tool requires its own dock position because the tools are mounted in different locations along the front of the printer. Each small variation in mounting or alignment can cause the shuttle to miss this tool or collide with the dock. When dock positions are accurately calibrated, tool changes are consistent, reliable, and free of collision. Before setting the dock position, it's strongly recommended to calibrate your printer's 0 point, which we did earlier. Dock positions are defined relative to absolute 0. If the printer 0 point changes, the dock position will shift accordingly. So you need to make sure that when you home your printer, that it is within, like, it needs to be accurate. And if any point after this we change our XY homing position, like, you know, oh, I accidentally mounted this wrong and my mount point is a millimeter different, I have to recalibrate everything. So you really need to ensure that your printer is printing good and is reliable and as everything is set up properly as if it's a single tool printer before you start doing multi-tool head shenanigans. Otherwise, you're going to hate life because the moment you change one thing, then you need to do it all again. So, okay. So the G-code offsets, tool parameters, that. These determine the differences in the nozzle position for each tool when it is the shuttle relative to 0. So when the tool slicer generates G1, X1, 100, every tool should deposit filament at the exact same physical location in the bed. G-code offsets make this possible by telling Clipper this tool is 0.2 millimeters left and 0.1 millimeters forward off the reference tool. So, okay. Probe offsets. Before being able to print, it is necessary to calibrate your probe offsets. The procedure differs depending on whether you're using OptoTap sensors or an eddy current. We are using OptoTap. Okay, so this is your Z offset. Okay, ensure your tool probe section Z offset variable is set to 0. Okay, home the printer with G28, run quad gantry level. So do that again. Okay. Do probe calibrate, change the Z offset in the tool probe section. Because the Clipper tool change easy probe, save config, save the value. So you can't use that. You have to manually put it in. So should we be doing this with each tool right now? Do I have a link to the document? Yeah, it's stealthchanger.com, but that's the page I'm on right now. So we've already done this with the one tool. I'm wondering if we should be doing this with every tool now. It doesn't really say. So I'm wondering if I should be swapping my tools right now to do this. Don't need to? Okay. Oh yeah, because we're not homing with the other tools. That's right. We're not homing with the other tools. We're homing only this tool. Only T1 is the tool that you need to home with, okay? So how this works is you basically want to have your print end script dock whatever tool you're using and then pick up tool 1. That's how you want to end your print. Dock whatever tool you're using, pick up tool 1, or if you have tool 0. So if you're printing with tool 0 at the end, you keep tool 0 on. If you're not printing with tool 0, you're like finishing with like this one, it docks and then it picks up tool 0 because this is your reference tool. Tool 0 is the tool you do your QGLs with, your initial homing with, your calibrations with, and then every one of these values is referenced off this value. So this one is -1 in the X, -0.5 in the Y, and the Z offset is 0.2 higher or lower because of the different nozzle or whatever, right? I have different nozzles in every one, so they're all gonna be slightly different. And so it calibrates off this and then adjusts to these, if that makes sense. This is all stuff that if you just buy like a Snapmaker U1, you don't know is happening. Okay, dock positions. Tool 0, for example. So the absolute position of the dock in this, the absolute position of the Y in the dock, and the absolute position where the tool and the shuttle and the dock determine when the tap triggers. Okay, so how to find dock positions. Following this guide to accurately locate each dock and set the correct parameters in your tool configuration. Increase speed only after confirming. Okay. So prepare the printer. Okay, with tool 0 mounted in the shuttle, run G28. Yeah, if I'm referring to the first tool and I accidentally call it tool 1, it's actually tool 0. Everything is computer, and computers start at 0. So it's tool 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. You know, we have 4 tools. This is tool 3. And this is tool 0. Okay, and then we do a QGL again, because more QGL, more betterer. Printed Solid has 15% off Prusament right now. Nice. Also, I think I saw Zombie Hedgehog's post. If you're looking to get some Polymaker filament off of the creator colors, I guess they're going away. They're stopping that program. I think they only ever did the 3 colors anyways. It was Zombie, that other guy, and not PSR, the General, 3D Printing General. They only ever did the 3 colors, I think, for the creator program, and they're retiring that program, I guess, so. I mean, the colors were red, flat dark earth, and like a brown, right? So. Didn't he stop doing, he moved on from 3D. Last I heard, because somebody mentioned it to me, so I went and checked, he's like completely abandoned the 3D printing segment. He's insulting his former audience. And then he's moved on to like government conspiracy shit. I'm like, okay, I guess, yeah, I mean, we all thought you were only in it for the money anyways in the audience, but whatever. Okay, so we do that. And then we run G28 again, G28Z. Look, look, look. We got the pipes. Okay, so we do that. Okay, adjusting the tool's position in the dock. Ensure the dock's backplate is loosened and lowered to its lowest position. Okay, so we'll do that here. Let me get the camera in a position so you guys can see this, because this is going to be a little bit annoying, I think, to get it in camera. So we'll try and do that. That'll work. Okay, mobile. I completely forgot about him. He blocked me and a bunch of other creators a while ago, and he dropped off my radar. So I only remember about him when somebody else brings him up. Okay, so you slide this down. By the way, there will be a delay in the audio. Is it my face? Is that what that square is? Is the square the face? It is, it's face tracking. So you undo this back dock here and slide it down. Andy Miller gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. Okay, ensure the dock's backplate is loosened and lowered to its position. Using manual control, carefully move T0 into its dock. Okay, so oh, what else did I hit? I hit the wrong button. Okay, so now, fuck. Okay, note to self, don't do that. I got a home XY again. Crunched it into the front. Okay. The only interaction I ever had with the guy, because he doesn't show up at any 3D printing events, was he came into my audience once, gifted a bunch of subs, and when I didn't give him my undying attention, he left and never came back. That's my only interaction with the guy. Oh, 1 second. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. It's Amazon. Oh, oh, oh. It's a new air filter for my car. Consider I'm going to be putting like 15,000 kilometers on the Subaru in the next like 3 months. I might as well put a new air filter in it, get rid of the factory one. Okay, back to this. How do you not know that song? What do you mean you like, oh God, that song? You don't like the Blues Clues song? Oop. Okay, nope. Okay, those tangle, so we gotta be careful there. Oh, this is annoying. I'm not gonna lie, this is annoying. Having to line this up. Move up. Okay. I'm wondering if it Would it be better to look at it from the front, maybe? Oh, yeah, it would be easier to look at it from the front. Okay, which one's X? Oh, that's why, okay. That looks about right there. Now we bring it in. There we go. Okay, now we bring it down. Okay, so 13,9,239. Okay, align the dock with that. Lower the gantry until the pins start lifting out of the shuttle's bushings. Okay. Can't really see it lying coming out of the bushings. I'm assuming if I go one more. There it is. Okay. 1 second. This is there we go. Okay. 237.6. 237.6. Try on helix screen. We got helix screen on it right now. Got helix screen on it right now. Okay. So we do that. Align the fit with the dock. Adjust the gantry until pins start lifting out of the shuttle's bushing. Adjust the dock's backplate up until it touches the feet of the... Okay, so then we move this up. So that's the little thing down here. Okay. Lower the gantry until it starts on the bushing. Adjust the dock's backplate until it touches the feet on that. Each dock has an adjustable rear section that ensures the tool sits level when the alignment pins engage correctly and the shuttle receives it. If your tool does not lean and does not mate, adjust the dock's backplate. Okay, so that's that. Find the actual position. Reduce step 1. Home QGL. Home QGL and Z again. Manually position the tool head being calibrated into the dock by hand. Manually jog the beneath the thing. Wait, reduce step 1. Home QGL, home Z again. Manually position the tool being calibrated into the dock by hand. Manually jog the shuttle underneath the tool. Jog upward in small current, meshing the tool on top of the shuttle with the opto-tap sensor triggers. Record the XYZ position where the opto... Reduce steps 2 to 5 with each tool. Oh, I see. Okay. So now I think what I have to do is undock it, home it again, put the tool back in here and see if these are the right pickup coordinates. Does that seem right? Yeah, so we have our pickup coordinates, which are right there. Okay, so let's, so now I need to pick up this tool, so we pick up the tool. Until it clears that back dock. And now we move backwards in the Y. Oh, yeah, which is positive. Okay, so now we do a home all. After home, QGL, take the shuttle off and pick it up. Yep. Oh my god. Yeah, these tools are, at this height, this is a bit annoying. Use the macro. Well, it didn't say write anything down yet. So adjust the tool's position. Okay. Adjust the tool's back plate. And then redo step 1. It says put the coordinates in step 4. So let's do this. So home all. QGL. I'm hearing fire trucks or ambulance or something. Okay, so that's done. So now, redo step 1, QGL, oh, home Z again. Do a Z home now. Okay, so then we put this in here, into our dock. Okay, so it's in the dock. Okay. And now, so G1, so we want to be back a bit. So G1, X, 13. We'll do Y, 20. So it's back a bit. We'll do Y25, so it's back a bit. And then Z, we'll do 230. Z, 230. Okay. Manually jogs the tool being calibrated into the dock by hand. Manually jog the shuttle underneath the tool. Jog upwards in small increments, meshing the tool on the shuttle until the opto-tap sensor triggers. Record the X, Y, Z position where the opto-tap sensor triggers. Okay, so we want to bring you into your Y9. Okay, that is definitely, I'm gonna have to adjust some stuff here. X. I need 0.1s. I need more refinement. How do I need to be able to move in increments here. How do I do 0.01 in my XY? I mean, we might be okay where I'm at now. Let me see if this will work. Nope, I think it'll work. If I go up, yeah, it's not grabbing. I need interface settings control. Control. Maximum of 3 values. Okay, well, we'll get rid of that for now. Okay. There we go. That looks good there. I need better lighting for this. Flashlight, there we go. Because I can only see the one tool. So I'm lining up on this one tool. Okay, let's see. Go up. And then we go until it triggers the sensor. There we go. Okay. Whew. So 13.5. So here is our actual toolhead pickup for this guy. Okay. So now insert the recorded values in the params park X, Y, and param park Z. So machine, tool, param part X is 13.5. Y 9.8. Z 238.5. Okay. So let's see if this works. So save and restart. Use get position command and paste that. Oh, cool. Okay, so now, just kind of pick that up, move that over there. There we go. Okay, so home all. We're gonna see if this works. We're gonna see if this works. See if this works. Home QGL, home Z again. For safety, set the speed to 50. With your finger over the emergency stop, run T1. Well, T0 in this case. Or, yeah, T0. Okay, do QGL. I mean, if it works, it works, and if it don't, it crashes horribly and everything explodes. And I don't want it to explode. You know how much paperwork that is if it explodes? Moving the printer while it's homing is probably not a good idea, but YOLO. Everyone hit the like button. That's a good idea, Andy. Everyone hit the like button. It's dancing around the 0. There we go. Okay, so that's that. Home Z. Oh, there's more than 8 people have liked it, I think. I actually can't see my stats. I don't even see my stats. And more people have liked it. Everyone liked the smash button. I'm not saying if you enter, like, if you take the time to go down and enter for a chance to win some polymaker filament, and then you don't like the smash button, I'm not saying... I got a loose screw on here. 1 second, let me fix this. I'm not saying more people have taken the time to go down and enter for the chance to win filament than have liked the smash button, but I mean, it's on the way. It's on the way. Why would you not like the smash button? There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we put that there. So we've home Z. So now, if I hit tool 0, M220 S50, so this makes everything move at half speed. Okay. With your finger over the emergency stop, run tool 1. This will initiate a tool change to tool 1 at half speed. So if I hit tool 0, will it pick it up? I might have to actually set up tool zoom. It's already selected. Oh. Okay, I guess I gotta calibrate tool 2. I gotta calibrate tool 2. Sorry, I gotta calibrate tool 2 first. So let's do tool 2. Okay, so we have tool 1. Let's go up. So what is it? G0 Z230. You raise me up. Arise, chicken. Arise, chicken. Arise, chicken. Okay, so we undo this guy. Drop that down. Okay, pick you up. Put you on here. Oh yeah, remember? We never calibrated all these other tools. Shit. Remember how we have to rebuild all these tool heads to make the pins work again? Remember how I never did that? Remember how I never did that? Hopefully we can do this quick. Hopefully it's just the one tool. Yeah, remember how I mentioned we have to fix all the adjustments for all these because the pins are loose? Yeah. Let's see if I can fix this. Hopefully it was just the one tool, just the one pin I gotta fix. Oh, this is gonna suck. I can't get at the stupid thing. Oh, there we go. There we go. We might just get 2 tools going today. We'll just do 2 tools today. And we'll finish the rest tomorrow, hopefully. If I can get this stupid thing working. Because remember we had an issue where the docks weren't nice and smooth. And it wasn't picking up the tools reliably. Okay, you go down there. So let's see. Will you dock with just 2 nice and reliably? Okay, so that's good there. How much do I gotta shim these stupid things? Okay, so that's that. Now I need my drill with my 4mm reamer. I need my battery because I had to chop down a tree yesterday. Yeah, I went to cut the grass yesterday and only the X is different. In a perfect world, yes. In a perfect world, only the X is different. But this is eyeball mounted. So there's a chance my dock system might be a little eh. So we may have to do a little finagling here. That, and I think this is the right drill bit I need. Nope. Where's my 3mm drill bit? Where's my 3mm opening drill bit? Seriously? There we go. But no, I cutting the grass, and the all the maple trees on my property have fully like leafed and everything. So what's happening is all the branches are now fully leafed, and they also have the helicopter seeds on it because they're maple trees. So what's happening is they're getting their weight. They're heavy now, right? So the branches that have they're all hanging low now. So now I got to go through and like trim all the branches that now hang down way too low. And there's a lot of them. Because what happened is over the winter, you know, branches get weak and they die and whatnot. And then spring comes around and then the trees get really big. Essentially, like they in the spring, you get all your fresh new leaves, everything's waterlogged, you have all the seeds hanging off, and you have all this weight. So branches that were now like used to be 8 feet in the air are now hanging down to the point where they're at face level while I'm cutting the grass. So I had to go around and trim all the branches down. So I filled like 4 yard waste bags with just the tree in the front yard. It's something you have to do like every other year. Okay, so let's see now. Will you? No, it's still. See how it. Should be okay. We might be okay. We're okay there. We're okay there. Okay. So now, Taylor's own maple syrup. I only have 3 maple trees. I have 1 maple tree in the front yard, 2 in the backyard. That's not enough for maple syrup, I don't think. Plus, I don't think they're the right kind of maple trees for that. I don't think they're the right kind of maple trees for maple syrup. As nice as it would be, they are not that kind of maple tree, I don't think. This is so annoying. I'm like trying to line it up. Based off printed parts, and it's like, okay, why? That way a little bit. That looks centered. Hard to say. Okay, that looks, is that in there? Shim gauges are one of those stupid little things that are nice to have, because you can easily like just kind of like, oh, is it touching? Well, No, it's not. It's touching up top before it touches on the bottom. I don't like that. Let's go down. Actually, I gotta go down, so. Andrew Rogers, $10. Oh, I already read that. Cheers for the 10 though. 10-second runtime, $5. Cheers, I'd appreciate. What's your take on graphite beds and coming from Fabrico? I haven't used one, so I can't really conjecture on it too much. Do they hold, like, I don't know, will the graphite beds be better for printers where you're using the bed as the chamber heater? Like setups where you have fans under the bed to circulate air in the chamber. I wonder if graphite beds would be better for that use case. But I've never used one, so I can't really... Okay, we go until it lets go. There we go. Slide this up. There we go. Tie this tight. Okay, so now what we do is we undock this. And plus Y out. Now we repeat all the steps. We put toolhead 1 back on. Okay. We do home all, a QGL, a home Z, take tool off, dock the tool, and then we move and we see what position we need to actually pick up tool 2 or tool 1. It will lose a lot of heat, but because the thing is, like, the beds make sense because the beds are a big thermal mass. So if you can bleed off some heat from the bed to heat the chamber up by circulating air around it. So I'm wondering if graphite beds, if they can just bleed off enough heat to work better in that regard. Okay, so that's that. Do QGL. I hit 60C in my K1 Max with a graphite bed. That's hot. But what was it getting before? Well, you got to remember the K1, the problem is you're comparing it to, like, does the K1 use a steel bed, like a aluminum bed like this, or is it using a PCB bed? Because that's the problem a lot of machines, like the Prusa Core 1L has the advantage where the Prusa Core 1L has an aluminum bed, like a solid aluminum bed, right? Whereas the Core 1s have just a regular PCB bed. So that's a big advantage on the Core 1L. You have more thermal mass for the bed. K1 is 6mm, okay. So what were you getting before moving to the graphite bed? And was the graphite bed the only thing you changed? So you got an extra 55 degrees Celsius. That's not bad. Okay, so we do that. Home Z. Okay, so now we pick up tool 1. I'm just gonna move it over here because just get out of the way so I don't have to worry about seeing where tool 2 is. And now, the joys of tool changers, eh? It's like, I'm just gonna leave the tool there. Okay, what's the command to do the offset thing? Or not offset, the command to print out the positions. There's that. Okay, let's see. There we go. Red light. Get position. Get. That's a lot. I'm just going to do a screen capture. There we go. Okay. So we go to machine, tool 1. So 13.5 for the X. 9.8 for the Y. Wait. I was looking at the wrong one. I almost screwed that up. That was the first one. Machine, tool 1. There we go. There we go. 113.6. 6. Y is 8.8. And Z is 237.6. 237.6. 237.6. Oh, wait, I'm doing the wrong ones. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm an idiot. I'm putting the wrong ones. 0, 0, 0. Okay, save. Where's the park? Yep, okay, I did that one right. Okay. Okay. Now, let me undock this guy. Z down 1. Okay. Move you out. Okay. Dock you back on. Okay. So now, if I do machine, save and restart, because we have those new values in. Save and restart. That's why I have to adjust those. Home all. And then we do a QGL. Oh yes, I know to slow it down with the finger on the E-stop for the first change. Believe me, I know. Believe me, I know. Okay, QGL. I have 4 magnets in the docks. I have 4 magnets in the docks. 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top. And I have grub screws in the top. It would have been nice if these had like an inset where you can actually put a proper full screw instead of just grub screws, but it is what it is. Flush so we get the maximum amount of grippage. Okay, so now, home Z. So M220S50, so we're moving at 50% speed. So now, if I hit tool 0, it should dock tool 1. If I hit tool 1 now, it should dock tool 0 and then pick up tool 1. Okay. I don't, fuck it, YOLO. Okay. It's shut down due to M112 command. What is M112? What is M112? Increase Park Z by 1 millimeter. Okay, so let me see here. I do want to move this one a little bit forward. Okay. So increase Park Z. So like, so I should move this to 9, 1 or 2, 3, 8, 9. Like, should I move this up 1 millimeter? For both tools? Okay. Save. 2. Save and restart. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's try this again. Home all. Okay, then we do a QGL. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. What time are we at anyways? I do want to try, after we get this, I do want to do a 2-color print with just the 2 tool heads. And then tomorrow, it'll be a nice Saturday night. We'll crack a beer and we'll have a nice relaxing stream. Grant is tearing. Oh, is it the video about bamboos catching fire? Yeah, I know Grant is... Grant is being... Yeah. That is Grant's crusade there, and he's... carrying the torch pretty well. Okay. And then home Z. Okay, let's try this again. So we slow this down to half speed. Tool 1. Hi. Go. Okay, now let's go back the other way. Tool 0. Okay. Tool 0. Home over the E-stop. It changes, it changes, it changes, it changes. Huzzah! You can increase the park Z more. The tool was hitting on the dock on the way out. So I can bump this up to 40. Save. Save. There we go. The optical sensor getting triggered. Well, it would be triggered. I mean, it bumped it on the way out. That's why. So let's try this again. Let's try this again. Home all. Oh wait, I gotta do a full reset. Let's try this again. Save and restart. Yeah, it was bumping on the way out. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. I adjust the values a bit more. Home all. We'll do this again. Okay, QGL. And then if this goes well, what we'll do is we'll just do the offsets for T1. And then we'll just do a quick 2-color side-by-side cube print just to see or something. And then tomorrow, what we'll do on the tomorrow stream, we'll go through, we'll make sure all the docks are, because we gotta fix the docks on these 2 tools so that it slides in and out, and we gotta rebuild this one too. So we're gonna do a little bit of faffing around. But it should be a bit quicker once we get it working because we know the process. Plus it'll be Saturday night. We'll have a beer, we'll calibrate the printer, and then we'll do a print. And if it runs late, it runs late. Are y'all down for a booze and calibrate print tomorrow night? I'm down. I'm down for a booze and calibrate print tomorrow night. Near after dark, calibrating after dark, in the dark. Actually, we're supposed to have thunderstorms tomorrow too, so it should be pretty interesting. Got a 9-day weekend. What's a 9-day weekend? Damn, son. There we go. Okay, so we do that. Z. And now set her back to our half speed. Tool 1, go. There we go. That is much better. That is much better. Okay, so now if I hit tool 0, do full speed now? Okay. Okay, so we're at full speed now. So full speed. So tool 1. So I think we're on max Z speed. I gotta up my Z speed. I think. Yeah. So let's see, confirm clean pickup. So G-code offsets manual. So ensure T0, oh, there's this whole thing here for setting all that up, shit. Run initialize tool changer, home the printer, quad gantry level, raise the nozzle 10 millimeters, remove the current tool and place the next tool. Okay, I see. Okay. So let's up our Z speed. So for our Z speed, that would be this one, right? So our max Z speed. Where's our max? They're actually, let's see, Excel. We'll bump that up. We'll do 550. Stepper Z. Position max. Homing speed. Where is max Z velocity? Max velocity. Oh, there it is. It is blind. So what should we boost this to? I believe we are on I believe we're on 48 volts. Are we on 48 volts? We should be on 48 volts. All the motors should be on 48 volts. Let's do 100. Save and restart. Okay, so home all. So we'll make sure if it homes and does everything at 100% speed, we'll calibrate the second tool head. We'll make sure that's good. And then what we'll do is we'll do one print. We'll just do a quick test print side by side, verify everything's chooching, and then we'll see how it goes. So this is the downside of the stealth changer. The taller your printer, the longer it's going to take for tool changes because you got to go all the way up and down. That's why you see people run like 48 volt high performance drivers on the Z, of all things, on a tool changer, just so you can do those rapid up and downs. So. Like, here's the thing. At this point, I'd rather just kind of be comfortable with it and have room that we can bump it up to once we're more comfortable with it than go right to the finish line and have to dial it back after something breaks. And I'd rather not break something right now. 5-second tool change, I know. Well, it's a Kraken, right? We're running a Kraken. So I have 5160s for the XY, but for the Zs, they're just 2209s, I believe. So. Is Kraken all 5160s? Are they all 5160s on the Kraken? Should probably know that. Yeah, they are 5160s. It just 4 of them are bigger. You're right. 2209s aren't. You're right. You are right. Okay. Okay. So now, tool 1, go. Oh, that is so much. That has, oh man, I'm loving the noise it makes. Okay, let's go back to tool 0. Oh. That's only 100 millimeters a second. We can go faster. Okay. So, ensure T0 is in there. Okay, so let's do a just a home all again, just to double check. We got to bump up these XY homing speeds. These XY homing speeds are a little eh. Yeah, we're printer.cfg. Homing speed, position max. Homing speed, yeah, let's. And Y. Save. Come on. There we go. Okay, QGL. I know it's a bit like repetitive what we're doing today, We're kind of like, do it with how many times have we done a QGL? But it's like the better, the more time you spend doing this and the more thorough you are doing this, the less fucking around you got to do later because you screwed up something. So you kind of want to double check and ensure you're doing pretty good here.
Get out of the rocket's way as it takes off.
2.5 hours to the Starship flight. Sweet. The more repeatable your tool changes are. Yeah. Well, I think I have the second home speed is slower, or should be at least. So it does like a rough home and then an accurate home. Well, we got physical end stops, so we're going to be much more accurate than any whatchamacallit is. Sensorless. It loves dancing around this 0.0015. Soon. Why don't you want a home? Is there something under there? Why don't you want a home all of a sudden? Do I got the right tool in there? I got the right tool in there. Why are you being a butt? Okay, now you're good. Okay. Home Z. Okay, so let's see what we got to do here. So for G-code offset, so calibration paper test and measure between tools. Okay, so ensure the T0 is on the shuttle. Run initialize tool changer. Okay. Initialize active tool 0. Okay. G28 QG. Okay, so I don't need to do these again because we've already done that. I shouldn't have to. Okay. Raise the nozzle G1 Z10. We are at Z10. Okay. Manually remove the current tool head and place the next tool head on the shuttle. Okay, so let me just double check. Okay, so we're at 10. Manually remove the current tool head and place the next tool on the shuttle. Okay, so we take, you come off. You just kind of hang out there. There we go. I need my highly accurate piece of paper. There is no probe sensitivity, it's a tap switch. So it's an optical end stop, so it's either on or off. There is no sensitivity to it. But I can tell it to not be as anal about like what the variance is. Okay. Okay, perform a manual paper test and adjust Z until you feel resistance. Once satisfied, run M114 and copy the Z value to the console. Okay, so we bring this down until it touches. So let's bring you down. So we got the new tool on, give it a little push, make sure it's down. Drop this. And there we go. Okay, so right there is where it's at. Okay. So, to fuel resistance when satisfied, M114. M114. So our Z is negative 0.2. Okay. Update G-code Z offset tool. What section of that? Okay. So tool changer, tool 1. G-code Z offset. And because it was a piece of paper, we'll do a little bit extra. Or actually, no. Since it's paper, I would want to go if I want to do an extra little bit of squish, because it's zeroed on the paper, I would want to go a higher value, so negative 0.25, to go down more in this case, right? Because the other one is, why do I always screw up? Why do I always do this backwards? Why do I always wrap my head around this backwards? Down, yeah, so I want to go, yes, yeah, 0.25. Yeah, so I want a little bit more. Okay, so save and restart. Okay, so now, I mean, okay, you know I'm on the wrong tool. I'm just gonna home it, because I gotta load filament in here now. Okay. So now this tool, we need to PID this tool. Clipper PID. How do you PID heater 2? Right. It'd be extruder 1, right? Yeah, extruder 1. So in this case, extruder 1. I can't remember what we PID'd the last one to, so I'm just going to do 240, I think. There we go. So that one's PIDing. Sweet. Okay. Now we got to load some filament in here. So I already have green loaded in here. It hasn't broken, so we will keep the green. But to go with the green, let's load in some not green. What do I have that's not green? That's PLA. Green and orange? Green and orange work. Let's do orange. Let's do orange. Let's do some orange. I love the smell. Oh, it is smoking. It is smoking. So, uh-oh. Did I set it for a PT1000? Yeah, no, it has PT1000. We're good. It's the first heat up and it has thermal compound on it. So it's smoking off the whatchamacallit. So Prusa was kind enough to send me over a couple of their spool enclosures. So I figure why not? Give it a try. Let's see how it goes. I don't know where you're supposed to put these guys. Got a little temperature thingy. I don't know where this guy goes. Oh, it goes. I don't know where it goes. We got pellets. Are they loose? Oh, no, we got. How am I supposed to put this in here? I don't know. I'm not too concerned. Whatever. Yeah, it's PIDing right now. Just had to burn off the a little bit of whatchamacallit to get started. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to spin the motor around on this one too. So the only downside about these kind of filament boxes is loading them is a bit of a pain in the butt, because you have to like feed it in until you get it out, and then hope it doesn't hop off this thing. There we go. And then there we go. Okay, so yeah, it's still PIDing. Okay, so which one is 2? This one. I don't know why I have such long Bowden tubes. I will make them shorter at some point, but for now, these things just have long-ass Bowden tubes. I'll make them shorter. I gotta build Steve's spool holder thing that he had at the event. If you went to Rocky Mountain, you probably saw Steve's spool holder. I need to rebuild that, but with 2020 extrusions instead of the 2015 or the 1515 he used. Yeah, because the one, if you saw the one he had at Rocky Mountain or in the videos, it was a 1515 extrusion, because he had a bunch of them left over, so he used a 1515. But I want to redesign it for 2020 because that's a more common size for us. Do you attach the Bowden tubes to the tool heads that are home? I mean, the Bowden tubes are all attached. They're just flopping out the back right now. So, but yes, they all have Bowden tubes in them right now. Might use a DIN rail. Well, the way he had it, it hooks into the side of the frame, so it just hooks on. So it's easy to take them off and put them on, and it just uses the switch wire spool holders. So they're pretty easy. Oh, okay, we're done. Okay, so now we need to save these values. Go to T1. PID, where is our PID? There it is. Okay, so KP is this one. KI is this one. Oh, why did that not copy? Copy. There we go. KD. Now, I do want to double check this. Direction pin is that one. Yeah, so I do need to add that as well. Saving, restart. So let's load some filament in here. Get that back up. Do a quick little there we go. Oh. I did not like that. Did I bump something? There we go. Okay, so let's extrude 50 millimeters of plastic at 5 millimeters. How do I tell it it's T1? How do I initialize the tool changer? Okay. How do I initialize tool changer? Active tools T1. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so that's that. Okay, it doesn't want to suck that in. Pull that out. Extrude. There we go. Yeah, whatever. Extrude. Yeah, filament's going in. And filament's coming out. What's going on here? Why aren't you extruding anymore? Oh, it helps if there's grip on the extruder gear. Extruders work better if there's actually grip on it, just so you know. There you go. Okay. What hot end? These have tubes on them. These all have Luke's Lab tubes on them. Okay, so that's that. So now, I can't home it on this tool, so we gotta pick you up. You go there. Okay, and now we pick tool 1. Dock you. Okay. And then, tubes are pricey. Yes, they are. You can save some if you want to buy a tube and save a little bit. Use the code I have in the video description. Use code Canuck at lukeslab.com. You get them on sale. Get like a 5% discount, I think it is, if I remember correctly. But Luke from Luke's Lab was gracious enough to provide the hot ends that we are using in this build. Because they were all floor samples he brought to a trade show and he didn't want to bring them home, so he just gave them to me. So they're early production ones with cosmetic blemishes from people holding them and playing around with them at trade shows all day. But, I mean, for this case, they're fine. Okay, let's print something. Let's print something. Wait, no, I meant to hit the other button. Control. Open? Yes. So your orange, your green. Support G code, save. Upload and print. We'll see how this goes. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But the bed's heating up, so we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. I have no idea how it's going to go. We will find out. Well, we're not effing around. We're actually doing this properly, hopefully. Actually, I do want to pop that one off. Is that? There we go. Oh, I'm so nervous about this. I am so nervous about this. It's either going to work or we're going to have issues, and hopefully no issues. The hardest part from the perspective, this isn't honestly, like, nothing we've really done so far has been hard. It's, the biggest issues I've run into is I've done stuff non-standard. For example, our tool dock is not how you would mount the tool. So I've had to do some custom faffery with this setup to make it work the way we kind of want it to work, because we're using a semi-custom setup for this, and I'm installing stuff the way you normally wouldn't install it. But like, the software was not that hard. It's just like, we're on part 16 and some of these parts have an A and B to them. So it is a lot of work to get this set up, but it's mostly just like, because you have to build 4 tool heads. You have to calibrate 4 tool heads. You have to go through the whole process of making sure like your XY offsets and your Z offsets are good and the docks are built properly, because if they're not built properly, nothing locks in properly, then stuff just doesn't work. And it's like, it's more involved, but I'm not saying it's hard, it's just more involved. So. Okay, so now we're heating up our hot end. See how this goes. What brand of PLA I use? Whatever I need. I have, majority of my filament is a mixture of Prusament and Polymaker. But I am not a brand aficionado. I have some Sparta 3D, I have some Soraya Tech, I have whatever I have. I'm not beholden to any brand, because guess what? As long as it's good quality filament, you're fine. Like, as long as you're using good quality filament at the beginning of the end of the day, you're fine. Oh, we do have a little bit of a purge tower, I forgot. I think I have my colors mixed up. No, I don't. No, I got green and orange. Can't see anything from that angle. What's my Z offset? Oh, we're good. We're good. I gotta do more skirting. So when it goes to do the tool change, it'll be interesting. Buy dirt cheap printing filament from 3D Printing Canada. It's great. Yeah, I have some of their stuff. It's good stuff. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Oh, it's waiting for it to heat up. It's waiting for it to heat up. It's waiting for it to heat up. So it's keeping the other one hot, I guess. So we'll probably have some oozing to worry about, but that's a problem for future Taylor. Okay. There we go. Pick it up. So hopefully our Z offset here is good. It might be a little close to the ground, but we're okay. Yeah, we might be a little smushed actually. Yeah, we're a little smushed there. So machine, tool 1, Z offset, let's go. There we go. There. But it is working. It is working. It's just the second tool is a little smushed. But that's okay. It's not really a purge, it's more of a prime. It's more of a prime than a purge. How many printers do I have? I don't really have a farm. I have multiple printers that I use. The printers in the garage are the printers I use regularly. So the ones I use regularly, I got 2 Core 1s, a Mark IV in an enclosure, a Core 1L, a Trident, well, a Seaboard Trident, and then I got the Pantheon, this V2 with the VVD, and then these 2 printers down here are gonna be leaving. This will probably be moving down here or onto the shelf. Actually, I gotta turn these lights on. That light's on. Oh yeah, that Z is way too close to the bed. That is way too close. That's okay. It's okay. Victory Garden, not a farm. And then downstairs, I have a Prusa XL 5 tool head, a Voron V2 250, and 2 Prusa Mark IVs, one with a an MMU3 on it. So, while I build a lot of printers, the actual printers I use regularly are not the ones I build because it's just easier. Especially like, oh hey, I have to print a bunch of Trident R2 parts. Well, I can print the main parts on my 2 Core 1s and all the accent parts on the Core 1L. All the parts will come out exactly the same because they're all Prusas. And they all print the same. And I can knock the entire printer's worth of parts off in 2 days and not have to worry about any settings or anything. Should be doing a tool change soon. Hopefully. So after this print, we'll adjust a couple settings and we'll do another print of the exact same thing. I haven't done an input shape on this tool head either. I'm going to copy the values from the other tool head. I'll just use the same input shape values. Okay, we should be doing a tool change here, I think. Oh, it's oozing like crazy on that. Yeah, it lost a lot of filament oozing. But I mean, it's working. Oh, there's ooze shield in the dock. Yeah, it's printing. There we go. And then when it finishes, it picks up tool 1 and turns everything off and the print's done. Heck yeah! Look! Look! Can't see it, it's all out of focus, but... Look! We have a print! We have a print! We have a print! Okay, so what I'll probably do is I'm gonna have to, we'll do it tomorrow, but I think we have to, I'm gonna steal the Prusa XL stuff because I think there's a bunch of settings we gotta play with. Filaments, print settings, multiple extruders. Like, is there like a setting to turn down the temperature and like, let's see here, keep fan always on, consistent surface. Custom G, advanced, filament, print speeds, tool change parameters. Like, I'm pretty sure there's some settings we can play with. Ooze prevention and multiple extruders. Print setting, multiple ooze prevention. Enable. So we'll drop it 20 degrees. Drop it 25. Drop it 30. There we go. Okay, so let's see here. What else have I done? So I did drop. This was negative 250. I dropped it down to, we'll just do 2.5 or 1.5 because 0.1 millimeters, because I think it was over squishing it. So save that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to steal my input shaping values from this tool head and put them on the other tool head for now. I'll do a proper tool head, calibrate, all that jazz another day, but for now we'll just rock the same values on both tool heads because F it. Yeah, Prusa slicer doesn't have idle temp. Drop it like 100. But then you gotta wait for it to heat up, but because Prusa slicer can't look ahead, I don't think. But you know what? We'll do 50. We'll do 50. Print settings, multiple extrude. We'll do negative 50. It'll keep it warm, but it shouldn't ooze too much. Okay, let's pop this off the bed. Let's see what we have here. Set idle temperature for filaments tab and Prusa slicer. Well, I'm okay just dropping it 50 degrees for now. That should be okay for now. We can get more. Okay, that is. Oh, there we go. I don't know how to read this. Okay. I think on the Y, we're good. I think on the Y, we're good. I think we're off on the X. It's hard to say because it's so over extruded. But on this, these ones line up. And on this one is like, which is green, which is toolhead 1. Is over here ever so slightly. So extruder 1 I think is good. It's hard to say because it's so over extruded. Let me print another one and then we will see. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any other values I should change in here. Oh, I do want to change purge. I want a bit bigger of a purge. Prime. Extruders, wipe tower, there you go. Bridging distance. How do I tell it to purge more? Like I wanted to do a bigger prime tower. Because I also wanted skirt. And there we go. Extrusion width, perimeter, no, prime tower. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait for Prusa Slicer 3 to come out, I'll be honest. Support G-code, save. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Yeah, what I'll probably do is just copy the settings from Prusa XL. Yeah, I was hoping it would be out by now too. The way they're like, when I visited Prusa last year, they were like, yeah, this should be out early next year, but you know, it is what it is when it comes to software development, which is I don't do software development, so I'm assuming just shit happens sometimes. So I don't know. Oh geez, there is a massive. That ain't right. There we go. QGL is going to be all off now. There's a massive glob of goop on there. There's a lot of new code to merge and contributors and other slicers. It takes time to make. I know. I mean, somebody has to take the time and money and, you know, develop the slicer that every other company steals and puts a coat of paint on, right? Somebody's got to do it. Sorry, borrows. Or not steals. It uses an open source variant of. How furiously do you think Bamboo is working behind the scenes to develop their own slicer, an entire network stack, so that they don't have to follow the AGPL, so that they can continue to be dicks? Like, is everything Bamboo doing? What if they had just left it all open, not been dicks about the network code and the locking down stuff? Would they have lost any money? No. In fact, they'd probably sell more printers. But they can't. They just can't. They have to be dicks about it. Like, everything that they have done when it comes to locking down their ecosystem and sending cease and desist, has that benefited them in any way? No. Oh, I talked to Grant. I know all about the A1 fire. Like, just think how much sales you have lost from just being dicks. Like, I have two Bamboos. I have an X1 and a P1S. Both were launch editions. I haven't used them in years. I have no desire to. I stopped using the X1 the moment I got the Prusa XL. The only reason I kept the X1 was filament rollover and the odd multicolor print. And the moment I got a tool changer, I had no need for it anymore, and I got rid of it. Well, I still have it, but like I retired it. Ooh, here we go, going up. So now, yeah, so it docks down to 165. We're heating the other tool up, so hopefully it doesn't ooze everywhere. EMS to clipper and reuse that. I don't know if you could. And after this print finishes, we're going to do the giveaway, just so you're aware. So after this print finishes, we'll do the giveaway, and then we'll end the stream there. So I gotta make, we're doing cheddar sausages, cheddar beef hot dogs tonight, or sausages, I don't know. So I gotta quickly make dinner for the family, and then I will be going live. I will be going live on Twitch, I don't know, 10-15 minutes before Starship launch. So we're going to do a watch party for the Starship launch. So if you're into that sort of thing, we will be doing a Twitch stream on that later tonight. So I think it's 6:30 p.m. Eastern time is when liftoff is scheduled for right now. Let me see here. Yeah, so 1 hour and 46 minutes from now, so 6:30 p.m. So hopefully, no, today. It was supposed to be yesterday, and then they had to scrub it because I guess a hydraulic pin that's supposed to like pull out so that the tower arms can swing out of the way. One of the hydraulic pins that locks it in place for safety until like T-minus 30 and it pulls out so that way the arms can retract. It didn't retract, so they had to go fix that. Okay, the Z offset is much healthier. The Z offset is much healthier on this tool head now. So we're good there. Yeah, I've always said that. Dino Josh, that has been my stance on Bamboo printers for a long time. They are really good printers, especially for the price. It's just the company itself has some really shady business practices I'm not a fan of. I will never like harp on somebody who buys a Bamboo. I recommend Bamboos to people. I probably won't recommend them much anymore, but up until very recently, I still recommended Bamboo printers to people, especially those that like, I have no desire to mess around with a printer. I have no technical background. I just want something that prints so I can make stupid gimmick prints for my kids. Go buy a Bamboo. Okay, that's their market, right? Why do you think all these companies are trying to push for AI model generation? Because they're realizing the actual market for at-home 3D printing is not as big as they hoped. Because if you get into 3D printing as just 3D printing, you burn out of this hobby so quickly. Because within that first month, you print all the stuff you wanted to print, and then you have nothing else to print. So like, if you get into it, like, oh, I fly FPV quadcopters, I do RC cars, I do something else tangential that I can add 3D printing to one of my tools, it works really good. Or if you're like me and the 3D printers themselves are the hobby. But if you just get into 3D printers that you don't tune, you don't tinker with, you know, we're gonna use the T word, tinker, and you just wanna print meme prints, you burn out really quickly. And why would you need to buy a new printer, right? What new tech comes out that makes you wanna buy a new printer? So all these companies are like, you know, having to come up with these other ideas to try and generate the market. They're trying to force the market to exist. And now that's why you see all these printing companies teaming up, well, some 3D printing companies teaming up with like Meshy AI, which I will never promote, to like generate 3D models, because like people don't know how to CAD. Your average person does not. If they're buying a printer because they don't want to mess around with anything, what are the odds that they're going to design their own 3D models, right? Especially like if they're just doing it for fun. So you have this glut of 3D models now because they're having to latch on to something else to try and now give you another reason to print. They're trying to force a market to exist. So after this print finishes, we will do ourselves a little giveaway. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you want to subscribe. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. Full spectrum. That's the multicolor thing. I'll probably give it a try. So now we have to wait for it to heat back up. Hopefully it didn't ooze as much. Waits for it to stabilize. Should probably redo the PID on this. The fan's at 100. You can see it's struggling to get within the margin. There it goes. Yeah, I should probably redo the PID with the fans at max. There we go. Yeah, the full spectrum. Yeah, I'll give it a try. The thing is, I don't really try a lot of the stuff that is just kind of proof of concept. I much prefer doing stuff that is actually practical. So if it's like stuff that's like just straight up trade show demo level of utility, I don't really play around with that stuff too much. I'm just happy that this is working. Like, I'm just happy that this is working. Our tool changer is doing tool changing shit. Tool changingly. Yeah, I know I was hired by Snapmaker. Snapmaker is like, they have read the room and they are like, hey, let's use Clipper. Let's not be dicks to our community. Let's respect open source. Let's come out with a better tool changer and multicolor system than Bamboo did. And let's just not be dicks. And oh my God, people are buying Snapmakers left and right in the community. Is like, good job, Snapmaker. And they're getting all this awesome PR for just not being dicks. Like, oh my, it's like, who'da thunk it? Who'da thunk it? Yeah, Snapmaker was mad, and now, yeah, like Snapmaker has been around for a while. They had that like 3-in-1 system that like I never played with because it's like, I turned it down. I was offered that Snapmaker 3-in-1 machine several times over my like time as a 3D printing content creator. And I turned it down because one, I'm not a fan of machines that shit where they eat. I'm not a fan of machines that like, oh, it's a tool changer or it's a CNC and a laser and a printer. I'm not a fan of those types of setups. I'd rather one of each. But the U1 comes out, everyone likes it. They're embracing the whole open source thing. They're working with open source creators and stuff. Instead of straight up copying something and saying you came up with it like Bamboo does, they're like, hey, we're implementing this system developed by this guy. In fact, we hired the guy who developed it. Like, good job. Good job. I mean, Prusa can't be the only company hiring, you know, creators left and right. Other companies have to do it too. So. Can you show in Mainsail how to delete old G-code files? Yeah. Go to G-code files. You select whatever ones you want to delete. So you can click this to delete them all. And then you just hit delete. And you hit delete. There you go. Remember, if you love that the bar the docks sit on to fix the PTFE tubes hooking, you get recalibrate all over. Yeah, I know. I know if I move any of this, I gotta redo all the recalibrating. I know that. I know that. Well, I wouldn't have to recalibrate like XY offsets. I would just have to recalibrate homing positions. So. Did I just delete the print's over? The print's over. So we're just going to let that cool off, and then we're going to finish that. For filament loading, though. The thing is, though, everything Bamboo's doing, Bamboo was just the first company to come out with like high-end and closed core XYs that just kind of worked. They haven't, other than the AMS, Bamboo isn't doing anything no other company can do. Like, any other company can build a Bamboo style machine. Like, their machines aren't anything special. They just took the time to not build crappy enders, right? Like, I'll argue my Prusa Core 1s are more user-friendly to me than my Bamboos ever were. Because the Prusa Core 1 workflow is very akin to my Voron workflow, which I like more. Like, the workflow I have with the Core 1s, with the Prusas, vibes way more with my workflow with my Vorons than my Bamboo ever did. Like, the workflow I had to use my Bamboos, I didn't like. So, like, the Core 1s, same thing. You push the filament in, it detects it at the tool head, it sucks it in, heats it up, loads it, gets it all ready to go. Like, yeah. I will say having like a VVD style setup, which, oh, hey, look, a VVD, where you can just load multiple filaments and just have them ready to go at any time. That's also nice, but you can put that on any machine running clipper. So. Clones are worse. They're worse because I've heard stories from what's going on in China with the 3D printing companies, and they're all freaking out over Bamboo. They're all freaking out over Bamboo because basically, from my understanding, the Chinese government basically gave Bamboo the key to the city. They went, oh, hey, here's all this market research that we collected from all the other companies. Here you go, Bamboo. Capitalize on it. So Bamboo basically got given a golden goose to get started. Basically, all the information they would ever need to set up a successful 3D printing company, along with all the money to do it. And so they got to start off with like no debt. All the information that would take other companies years to learn, they just got given it. So they basically got the perfect startup. The problem is that only gets you started. Once you get into operations, then you kind of, we're what, 3-4 years in since Bamboo started? And now, like, other companies are starting to kind of catch up, right? And other companies are doing things that, you know, I firmly believe Bamboo is screwing themselves because they have hitched themselves to the AMS. Their entire ecosystem revolves around the AMS. Even their attempt at a tool changer, which isn't a tool changer, the H2C with the Vortex system, it still requires an AMS. It requires 2 AMSs to use it properly. because you need, you know, it needs to be able to load 6 tools plus the 1. So the AMSs are only 4. So I firmly believe Bamboo is like hitched to this stupid AMS system. Like if they were to come out with a tool changer, it would depreciate their entire lineup. So if they come out with a tool changer, why would you buy an H2C? Why would you buy an H2C when they have a tool changer? Tool changers are better in every way. Why would you buy an H2D? Tool changers are better in every way. So I got a feeling Bamboo kind of like, oh no, tool changers are expensive, right? Only Prusa is doing it, tool changers. We'll stick with our AMS system because it's cheap and it's easy and we can mass produce it and it works with all our machines. And then Snapmaker comes out with the U1. What is it? Who's the other company? FlashForge is coming out with a tool changer too. I have one of those on the way we'll be playing with. So you're gonna have all these tool changers coming out now that are cheap and they're way more capable than single nozzle multi-material. What advantage does Bamboo have now? Yeah, Soval's coming out with a tool. Soval's coming out with a, like, what is it, 6 or 8 tool changer? I can't remember. I'd have to pull up their picture. But I mean, like, Bamboo is kind of like falling behind now. Bamboo's kind of, they started off really good because they got given, you know, they got a mulligan. They started playing, what's it called in golf when they got a handicap? They started with a handicap. They basically got everything given to them. Were able to leap out of the gate. But now everyone's like, oh, hey, you know, we've been in business for 10, 15 years in the 3D printing market. Yeah, you kind of caught us with our pants down, but we also have 10, 15 years in the 3D printing market. We know how things work. We can catch up. And now they're catching up. And now, what does Bamboo have? They've used their advantage. They've cashed in their advantage, and now will it keep? Who knows? Who knows? All this PR against them, you know, crashing and burning right now, isn't helping. For the cheap flat. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with, like, these setups are great. The setups like the VVD here are great for the occasional, the odd multi-material print that you print for fun. Or how I like using them is filament dry boxes and just keeping a bunch of filaments already loaded so I don't have to come out here and change filaments between printers. And rollover. That's honestly what I use these setups for the most. Is just so I don't have to change filament and it could do filament rollover. And in a pinch, I can do a multicolor print. But the moment you do multicolor prints a lot, single nozzle multi-material sucks. It's horrible. You waste so much time and money and filament wastage, electricity wastage, machine time. Remember, the longer the machine runs, the quicker parts wear out, the quicker fans wear out, the quicker bearings wear out. So when you're doing all this extra movements, because you have to like do all these purging, gears wear out faster. Yeah. So. Okay. Let's do this giveaway. If you didn't enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, I'll give you 1 more minute to enter. I'll give you 1 more minute to enter. If you want to see this, I'll post a picture of it on the Discord because we got to do some figuring it out. There's our first multicolor print. Well, the second one. So we are going to have to do a little bit of alignment faffery. But I'll take a picture of it. I'll post it on the Discord. The green is tool 1, orange is tool 0. I'll post pictures on it on the Discord so we can figure out what we need to do. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Published. There we go. And link to sheet, create. I am so happy this worked. I am so happy that this worked. I am so happy. We got a working tool changer. Finally. It's only been like 4 months. Multi-nozzle. Yeah, multi-nozzle slower because you have to unload the filament all the way from the tool head back to the AMS system or MMS system if you're using the generic term. Then you have to push it all the way back. The other filament all the way back. You have downsides where you have filament incompatible. If the filament's too soft or too brittle, you can't use the system. You also run into issues where because you're using the same nozzle, what if you're printing with dissimilar materials? right? You're printing PETG with PLA supports. I did that with the Gundam. It worked really good on the Prusa XL. But if I was doing it on a setup like this, I would have to purge a crap load of filament so I didn't get mixed up. Because if you mix your PLA with your PETG, you're going to get weak filament. If you mix your hips with your ABS, you're going to have it dissolve when you go to dissolve away the hips, right? Your support material. So you have to do a lot more purge when you're using dissimilar materials. Also, temperatures. What happens if you're printing, you know, a PLA that prints at 190 and you're printing a PETG that prints at 245? Well, you finish printing that PETG, you retract it out, and then you feed it in the PLA, and then you go to purge it out. Well, the PLA at 190 is trying to push out a slug of PETG that likes melting at 240. You get a jam really easily. Whereas a setup like this, each nozzle runs at its own temperature for whatever material you're printing. Right? And also you don't have to worry about, oh shit, I did not mean to do that. I didn't set the names up. Exit. Main menu, yes. Also it's much quicker because you don't have to worry about cross-contamination. Filament is loaded to the tool head. These are all advantages an index system will have too. These are all advantages an index system will have too. Bots. 236. Gergman, $5. Cheers and appreciate it. Huzzah on the progress. Huzzah. Yep. Tomorrow we're going to do a little bit more calibrating and maybe we'll get a 4-color print going too. Okay. How this works is if you win, you get a free spool of filament. But if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you get a free hat. Who is this person right here? You look lonely. David Brockwell, if you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament. Good luck. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. Like the smash button, ring the bell, and be subscribed to the channel, and it will grease your ball up and make it go even faster. Also, Polymaker is getting rid of their creator spools, so if you do want to purchase any of the creator spools, now's your time to do it, because I think they're ending that program altogether. So, oh, who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? Pete's in the lead. I thought it would be for the Core 1 upgrade. It is. The price of the index system, it's like, what, $350 for the tool head and then $35 a tool US. But if you're buying it for the Core 1, you also have to take into account, you're also paying for, well, Pete was in the lead. You also have to take into account you are purchasing all the Core 1 specific stuff that you need, like the extra brackets, the mounts. I think there's an offset PCB as well for calibrating. And then also, you are paying also for the R&D that Prusa put in to get the system working on, getting index working on the Core 1 as well. So you're paying a little bit, you know. Oh, well, somebody almost sniped it. Oh, another person. Oh, Jody's in the lead. Like, think about it. For putting it on like a Trident, you need to buy yourself a piece of 1515 extrusion. You need some magnets. You need to buy some springs. You need to print a bunch of stuff. You also need to do all the setup, which, you know, Steve did. So basically, we're all relying on Steve's work, and Steve worked for free. So that's the thing with open source, is it could be cheaper if somebody's willing to do the work for free. And with Voron, we've been kind of lucky. GT. Bigley! Ah, GT, that was so close. Bigley with the win. Bigley with the win. Let me find your information here. Bigley. Where are you? How do you spell that? B-I-G-L-I. Why can't I find it? Oh, B-L-G-L-I. Good God. There we go. Okay. Okay. So Bligley, because that isn't an I, it's an L. You are our winner. You will get a spool, or you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. So there we go. .com. we go. It's already May 22nd. Jeez, my son has like a month left of school. Oh, getting old. Time goes by so quick. I'm gonna have to do my taxes again soon. Okay, so we're gonna call it there. Tomorrow we're gonna do a lot more calibrating. We'll get the other tool heads set up and calibrated. We're gonna have to go through and do a little bit of faffing around with the disassembling them to make sure all the pins line up and everything's moving smoothly with that regard. I do want to give another huge shout out again to LDO Motors. They provided the tool changer kit, the stealth changer kit that we used for this build series. If you do want to purchase one for yourself, check out link below, link to all the LDO resellers so you can purchase it through them. And also a huge shout out to Luke from Luke's Lab. He provided the hot ends that we are using in here. These are Luke's Lab's chibi tubes, the mini tubes, the tube compacts, I think they're actually called. We do want to grab one of them, use code Canuck on Luke's Lab's website, and you will save a little bit of money as well. And then also, for those that donate to the channel, give to memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. And again, if you are interested in spaceships, we will be doing a stream in about an hour or so on Twitch for the Starship launch. So if you want to watch that, follow me on Twitch, Nero3D on Twitch. I'll do it at everyone in the Discord when I go live for that. Okay, enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there, wash your hands, and I will see you in the future. Good night.